What's going on, guys? This is Travesty here, and excuse me talking really quietly. I'm recording this very late at night and my partner's trying to sleep, so I'm going to try and be speaking directly into the mic and very, very silently so I don't wake her up. We're here with the quarterfinals of the Pokemon Premier League's inaugural VGC season, and we are facing none other than Ellie, who is a good friend of ours. We've been playing against her since like Gen 6, since the OG PPL days. She's a fellow council member, one of the people from Pokemon I've actually met in person, went and visited the UK last year and caught up with her there, so definitely a cool person to go check out. Her commentary is insanely hilarious. I've almost choked and died multiple times trying to watch her videos, so yeah, there's that. And you can see her team below me. So she was in the other division. She actually got the top seed in the other division, and she chose to face us for revenge for me knocking her out of playoffs in a previous PPL season. So I also do think the team matchup is pretty in her favor. There's a couple of things that we've struggled with already this season, notably the Sand Core and Araquanid are both things that Iron Destroyer had that beat us, and honestly that Araquanid we just didn't have a lot for once they got Tailwind up, but also was super threatening if they decided to bring a Trick Room mode, and I just don't have great damage into it outside of like Raichu. And then also Sneasler, anything that has a faster fake out than Raichu, we really have to try and think about how we're going to play around it. She also has multiple viable Trick Room setters, so between Sinistcha, Ordino, even Delphox, and Aromatisse, there's lots of ways you can try and get Trick Room up, and punish us that way with the likes of Stunfisk, Araquanid, even Mega Blastoise, because our team is so stupidly fast that Mega Blastoise is still going to underslow most of our team, basically. So to try and deal with all of that, we are bringing an Inner Focus Kangaskhan. So the idea with this is going to be one of our dedicated leads alongside Floette. And turn 1 is going to be fake out into the most threatening one on the other side, be that like Excadrill or, probably Excadrill if it's the Drill T-Tar core, or the Trick Room setter if it's like Aromatisse and Araquanid. Or if it's like Sneasler and, I don't know, Sneasler and Blastoise, and she's trying to go for Shell Smash, then I can fake out into the Blastoise, and I will not get flinched by the Sneasler's fake out because we have the Inner Focus. Then we've got Double Edge just for good damage. Circle Throw is there to prioritize Trick Room, and I can force out all those Trick Room setters like the Ordino and the Aromatisse. And Bulldoze is there because if it's the Sand Core lead, then my likely play is going to be pivoting my Gyarados with the Intimidate to weaken those mons, and then getting a Bulldoze off to slow them down as well. So if she does Mega Evolve the Excadrill, then we can get it slower than our Gyarados and go from there. Now obviously without Scrappy I can't touch the Sinistcha. I mean, literally all I can do is bulldoze it, but that's because the rest of my team should be able to deal with the Sinistcha okay, and if she does lead Sinistcha, then I just won't fake out that slot, and I guess I'll fake out the other slot, right? And then yeah, I thought the Inner Focus would be a cool tech to try and catch her off guard in Game 1 in particular until it's been revealed. We're also running the Chopper Berry this week to take hits from that Sneasler, and then pretty close to max attack, enough Spadef. I think that helps us live like something, probably something from the Blastoise, I think it was. I think it's the best chance to live like a Water Pulse or something like that, so yeah. That's going to be the Kangaskhan. Obviously with Bulldoze we can also protect and Bulldoze and get things slower that way. Then we have the very standard Floette. So this HP and defense investment means we live a Jolly Diaclaw from Sneasler always. It has to be Jolly to outspeed the Raichu, and I think she will go with that because I have no reason not to just run like close to max speed Raichu. And then the max special attack Modest, just do as much damage as I can. Light of Ruin is a guaranteed one-shot into Sinistcha if that thing, I think even if it's like pretty close to max Spadef, so that's why I'm not too worried about having to fake it out, is I'll just fucking nuke the thing. And then Dazzling Gleam is just good. Spread damage into things. Moonblast if I don't want to have to click Light of Ruin and take any damage. If she's running a Shell Smash Blastoise, then Moonblast, with the investment she should have, Moonblast is not quite a guaranteed KO, so that's another reason why we're potentially just going to click Light of Ruin, because if Blastoise gets up a Shell Smash, I lose. Just straight up. This is the thing with this game, there's basically lots of lose cons for me. Blastoise getting a Shell Smash up, Araquanid under Trick Room with support, Araquanid plus Blastoise under Trick Room, for example. There's lots of ways that this can go very, very wrong for me, so we're going to have to potentially just trade Floette to try and not lose in the early turns. Then, speaking of not losing, I am bringing Trick Room Imprison on my Gallade here. So the idea with this is obviously to prevent Trick Room after the leads have gone away, so I still have a method around it in case I need it. We are running the Focus Sash this week, so that if Blastoise does get the Shell Smash up, for example, I can leave one hit and get Trick Room up, or conversely, if they are under Trick Room and Araquanid is causing me problems, I can leave one hit and reverse Trick Room potentially. Then Dual Stab is basically all I needed. Obviously annihilates the Sneasler, annihilates the Sand Core. I was running Aerial Ace for a little while because it hits very, very slightly harder than Sacred Sword into the likes of Araquanid and Sinister, but it really wasn't worth the move slot to do like a tiny bit more damage. We're just going to be clicking the Psycho Cut most of the time anyway. Then this speed, I believe, is enough to outspeed the Excadrill at -1, because it should be running max speed if she does bring the Excadrill. So if we get a Bulldoze off with Kangaskhan, we can then outspeed it with this, and then we just threaten with a Sacred Sword. And then the defensive investment is just to give us the best odds. I think it was living probably hits from Araquanid or Sneasler. Probably Sneasler, to be honest, but it doesn't super matter because we're Sash anyway, but you know, Sash can be broken by Sand, etc., so I think it was live like a Diaclaw after Sand. Then we've got another one I alluded to, and that's going to be the Gyarados. Gyarados looks pretty solid here. Waterfall plus Crunch is relatively good coverage into this team, with the Sinister being the primary water resist. We can't really do much to Araquanid. Bounce does a lot, but unfortunately they can just protect around it unless I manage to fit Feint on somewhere else on the team, and I just didn't really feel like that was going to be an option. We're then running Thunder Wave, so the idea here is if we're in front of the Blastoise or the Sneasler and we're worried about like Blastoise getting off a Shell Smash, obviously we can't touch it super hard with any of our moves, we can just Thunder Wave into it and cripple it that way, so even if it does get a Shell Smash up, it won't be outspeeding everything, and then we can Paraflinch it to death because we're really cool people. Similar speed investment, so I think this is 1 point slower than the Gallade, and that's just because I like knowing the speed order of my Mon. Sometimes it affects things. We have enough defense investment to live 2 Rock Slides from Tyranitar as well, and we are running the Citrus Berry, so the idea is like we get knocked down, max Rock Slide from Tyranitar does 49%, Sand will chip us below 50, Citrus Berry then brings us back up. Yeah, so that's going to be the Intimidate Gyarados. This thing is really useful in sitting on the Araquanid and also just, weakening those physical attackers so that Floette can go to work. Then, if she decides to bring the Sand mode, I have my own Excadrill as an option to switch into. So I won't be bringing it for game 1, but as a potential option, I just want to bring it here. I have High Horsepower, I have Rock Blast and Protect. We are running Sand Rush as the base ability, and again, if we get the Intimidate off and then we can actually leave hits from her Excadrill and fire back and hit through Protect and things like that. We're actually not running a ton of speed investment. The idea here is I don't think she brings Excadrill without the Sand, and if she does bring it with the Sand, I mean, she might, but I'm not one for risking speed tie, so I'd rather just be bulky to live a hit, and then we have enough speed so that we outspeed everything in Sand, basically. And I'm running Rock Blast this week because the only thing I really want to be hitting with a Rock-type move is that Araquanid, and it could be running Wide Guard, so I didn't want to get walled by needing to click Rock Slide into it, and so I can click Rock Blast, which with 2 hits does basically as much damage as Rock Slide anyway, and if we get any more hits we potentially just OHKO that thing, and then just Protect to keep ourselves safe. and that's going to be the Excadrill, and then we have Komodo Dragon, the Appletons. We are running an Iron Defense Body Press set here with Apple Acid and Recover, and the leftovers as the item. So there's not a huge amount of physical offense that Ellie, special offense, sorry, that Ellie is likely to be bringing, the most likely being the Blastoise, and I don't know if it'll be running coverage for Appleton specifically. It could be running Dark Pulse for Dragapult, it could be running Ice Beam for Dragapult, or it could be running Dragon Pulse. Obviously if it's running Dragon Pulse or Ice Beam, then we just get blown back, but otherwise if she doesn't bring the Blastoise for whatever reason, we can kind of sit on like Sinister, we can sit on the Araquanid, and if we get an Iron Defense up, we can actually sit on the Sneasler as well, and then after we get an Iron Defense up, and then we can just Body Press and Apple Acid everything into Oblivion, except the Sinister. So again, that's one where we're going to need to take out the Cini if we need to, but even so, it can't really do a lot to us, and with Apple Acid slowly lowering its special defense, we should be able to outlast it if it ends up in a 1v1. So yeah, that's going to be the team for this week. Like I said, I don't think the matchup is super in our favor, so let's see how we go in the battle. Okay, here we are for the old quarterfinals against Ellie. Good luck, have fun, Ellie. Make sure you go check her out. One of the people I've actually met in person. Okay, there's a Delphox. I was not expecting Delphox. So there's no sand mode, which is kind of nice. Means I think we just don't bother with the bottom two, really. So it's Araquanid, Sneasler, Blastoise, Aromatisse. So it looks like Hard Trick Room, Sinister, and Delphox. So I was kind of hoping not to see Sinister, to be honest, because I can't fake it out, because I have got Inner Focus rather than Scrappy. So that's not ideal with my planned lead. I think you probably go Cini in the back, and we did end up going Thunder Wave over Taunt on you. I'm gonna try this mode. Yeah, we'll try that. I was wondering, it's just the Cini, because like Aromatisse I think I could handle, but I was expecting like the Sand mode, the Trick Room mode, and then a Fake Out Shell Smash mode, and it looks like she's gone Hard Trick Room with Delphox as well. So good luck, have fun to Ellie. We're just gonna have to play this one and see where we go. Okay, this is fun. So do I want to Fake Out or Circle Throw? Or Bulldoze? I think we want to Fake Out, U-turn 1 and Protect. So this is the Fake Out Shell Smash lead I'm expecting. Okay, she's just going to protect the Stoice. She probably didn't go for Fake Out. Did you CC? Yeah. That's kind of fine. You white-eyed. Cool. So I think I'm gonna Circle Throw you and Light of Ruin you, because we can't afford to let it go Shell Smash. Sneasler I can kind of deal with. We've got Intimidate in the back. Whereas Blastoise gets Shell Smash up, I just lose. This matchup is a lot of just trying not to lose. So we get that one wrong, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. This should live a Dire Claw here. It is Gunk Shot and she misses. Yeah, I thought she might run that. Goodbye, Blastoise. Okay, so we get lucky with the dodge there because I think Gunk Shot would have KO'd, whereas Dire Claw doesn't. And then Circle Throw goes into you. I still think it was playable if she hits, but definitely less so. Yeah, Gunk Shot always just kills. So it goes into this thing. I think I just throw damage into the Spooder here. What could you have in the back? The fact that it's a Spooder means probably a Trick Room mode. We do want to be able to handle the Cinny. Yeah, I think we're going to double edge. Go into Gyarados. So in typical fashion, Ellie has caused us some issues. That's fun. So this Sneasler is now at -1. Stockpile. Did not expect that. Jesus, okay. That's not ideal. So it probably doesn't have Wide Guard. So I'm just gonna Psycho Cut the... Yeah, I think I need to Psycho Cut the Sneasler. And we'll crunch here. So she may not have Fake Out on. Yeah, in comes this thing. This is so fine. Psycho Cut will do a ton. Yeah, it's a 2-shot. Is it Citrus? No. Second Liquidation into Gallade. That's fine. That did nothing. So you're like fully bulky. Oh wait, you're at -1. Still looks like probably not Mystic Water. I think I always Psycho Cut and Crunch again. Actually, I think... Yeah, and we double into the Aromatisse slot. Yeah, there's going to be the ally switch. I thought it could happen, but I'm not too upset because that still does a lot. It is Citrus. And now 43% and Liquidation will take out you. Are going to go you here. So you can't safely ally switch. If this Arachnid is at +1. Moonblast is a roll to kill if it's max HP, which it should just be max HP, max attack, right? There's no way you Trick Room here. You could protect and life due. I think I want to dazzle. Dazzle is so much less, to the point where crunch might not take it out. I think we just got that in time. Yeah, okay, so he does protect that. So dazzle was the play. But waterfall does take that out with a crit. That probably matters. So you always double my Gyarados here. Okay, I don't know if that crit matters or not, but you always double my Gyarados here, I think. I think my play here is to protect and Thunder Wave. Does have Fake Out. Gets us up the second stockpile. It's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. I'm going to dazzle. Dark Shot will still do a lot to us, is the problem. I'm gonna dazzle and waterfall. I'm sorry, Ellie. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. That really sucks. You just needed damage. So we take out the sneeze. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. This is so hacky. That crit obviously didn't matter. So it does have Fake Out. Does have CC. And we actually live. Now we just Moonblast and Crunch. This is bad. We got Bales there. If she hit Gumshot turn 1, then Floette dies, and we're in a way worse spot. So stockpile, protect, liquidation, and then do you have like Leech Life for the Appleton? Roma was ally switch. I'm going to assume Life Dew as well. And Blastoise had Protect. Yeah, not bringing the Raichu is rough here. Do I ever pivot you? I think Intimidate in the back is still really important. I still think we leave Floette for the pressure. Do we? I kind of want to go with you. You and you. Like I would have said in my Teambuilder, I think. Where did I put my water? I forgot to bring it over here. That's unfortunate. I really dry mouth. It's so nerve-wracking. They're saying that the crit mattered. I guess it does if it was really physically defensive. I'm gonna assume Life Dew or Heal Pulse, although I think Heal Pulse doesn't go through Protect, so I'm gonna assume Life Dew, probably Trick Room on Aromatisse. Yeah. I think I'm just going to throw damage down into this slot. So you can circle throw you out. Presumably this Sneasler has Throat Chop, right? And Gallade should outspeed. And if you switch into like Aromatisse, we just get a KO. Just not Sinister. Yeah, Aroma. Okay, so it's definitely very physical defensive. We're going to see Stockpile. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here, I think, is split my damage. We've still got Sash up. And even if you ally switch, we get a good hit into the thing, and then we should kill the... And maybe we should have split that differently, actually. If I'd gone that the other way. Oh, that's a crit. Well, that also matters. I'm really sorry, Ellie. Liquidation into Gallade. We still take that surprisingly well, and this should kill. Yeah. Sometimes the game just says, you be winning now. Okay, it does get the Hospitality. So she's fully going all in. I'm expecting to see Protect here. I'm gonna go into you, and I'm going to imprison the Trick Room. So if you KO Gallade, I get Fake Out active the following turn. I can't KO this Zinni right now. And so it's either Protect Life Dew or Protect Trick Room, I think. Getting the Intim down is nice onto that thing. Yeah, it protects. It's just gonna be much gotcha. No burn. Yeah, there's a burn. So that does suck. But I don't think it sucks enough. With Fake Out active in the back and Floor, I can handle Sneasler plus Zinni. Missing the Gallade sucks, but it's not the... Like, yeah, I still think it would have been playable afterwards, because then I just go into the thing. This probably doesn't kill now with the burn. Oof, that does nothing. Yeah, so take that Gallade. We get our Citrusy. Then with Liquidation into Gara. gonna Crunch and Moonblast, I think, should be enough for Finny. Actually might not if it's like specially defensive. Don't miss. What's sad is we've gotten super lucky and Ellie's still in this. Like, Sneasler in the back is such a threat right now. Yeah, we are just gonna Light of Ruin the Cine. It goes down. And Crunch is able to KO the Spider. I think I always switch and protect. This feels bad, but Sneasler can clean me up if I don't play around it properly. But yeah, this just hasn't been a game. And she's gonna forfeit. Yeah, because then I just fake out and Moonblast into that slot. I would say GG, but that was fucking bullshit. Yeah. So we make it through the next round, but that was dumb. Stockpile Arachnid is amazing, and we just hacked it to death, so yeah. I'm gonna get on out of here, and I will see you guys next week for the semi-final.